Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lucy, and if you're coming back, thanks so much for watching again. So today I'm actually really excited about today's video because basically I've had a lot of fun doing this during quarantine, and a lot of my friends were like really impressed with it, and when I showed them what I did, they were literally like, oh my god, like that looks amazing. Some of the girls were literally like, I'd pay someone to do that to my jeans, and I was like, guys, it's so like, it's not difficult at all, and it's actually, I had quite a lot of fun doing this. So basically what today's video is all about is I'm going to show you how to do little daisy chain embroidery on your jeans or whatever. Actually, like, you could do it on a t-shirt, a jacket, literally anything. I've done it on my denim like shorts and skirts so far, and I just think it looks so cute, and it's such a good way of upcycling your clothes from like last summer and summer before, like rather than going out and buying a whole bunch of new shorts and skirts for the summer. Like, it's actually made me really excited to wear my old like skirts and shorts. So yeah, sorry, I'm like really excited because I just think it's really like, it's just really cute and it's fun, and like it's fun to kind of like let your creative juices flow. And also, like, everyone's stuck in the house at the moment, so I know the weather's been very mixed, so if we have a rainy day, this is like a super fun and like good thing to do with your time while you're stuck in the house. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed. Probably I'm gonna really enjoy making it. Another thing that's really fun about it is that like your clothes are so unique once you've done it as well, which is fun. And yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna stop yammering and jump right on into the video. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye guys. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to show you guys this is definitely like my favorite piece that I've done so far. I think it turned out so cute. So I basically just put little daisies. So I had these shorts from last summer, and I literally, if you can see them there, I did alternating pink and lilac daisies, and then I did the little yellow insides as well, and I think they turned out so cute. And honestly, like, when I wore them, I got so many compliments. Everyone was like, oh my god, like, I can't believe you did that yourself. It looks professionally done, which it definitely does not. Like, my daisies are in no way all equal sized, and there's definitely room for improvement, but I just think it's adorable, and like, it's just so cute, and it just really like brightens up and spruces up like a random old pair of shorts that, to be honest, were quite boring anyway, and I don't know how much times I would have actually worn them toss this summer, but like, I feel like I'm gonna live in them this summer now because of that. So today's project, I'm going to just be doing, I have this plain white denim skirt, very boring, not like, I don't love this at all. I bought it actually in America before spring break. I didn't really have that many summer clothes with me because we were there for semester 2, which was like January on, and it was like snowing most of the time. So I remember when we booked spring break to Puerto Rico, I literally had no clothes, so I just literally, this is like such a boring skirt, it's literally from Forever 21, but I think I can spruce it up and make it really cute, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to do that as well. So first of all, I'll just really quickly talk through the supplies that you're going to need. I got my supplies back when like we were in full quarantine lockdown mode, so literally the only shops that were open were grocery stores and like petrol stations. So I ordered all of the stuff that is in this video off a website called Vibes and Scribes. I'll link it down below because I was really impressed with their online selection of like all of their embroidery threads literally were online, and like the process was just really easy. So yeah, I'd really recommend using Vibes and Scribes. It's a company in Cork, which is also really nice to support, you know, Irish companies and whatnot, and they sent out the stuff really quickly, and it was all like very reasonably priced as well. So yeah, I'd really recommend them. I'll link them down below. So the first thing you're going to need is embroidery needles. These normal needles, they're different to normal needles because they actually have much bigger needle. The eye of the needle is much bigger, so I'll show you really quickly here. Basically, this is going to be really small to see, but yeah, you can see there that like the eye of the needle at the top there is like very big, and that's obviously because embroidery thread is extremely thick compared to normal thread. So it wouldn't really fit through a normal size needle. Also, they're a lot thicker, which makes them easier to work with when you're doing fine detailing. The next thing you're going to need is obviously embroidery thread. So when you're picking out your colours, just bear in mind whatever design that you have in mind to do. So I was kind of like, I want pastel-y colours, cute colours for like the petals of my flowers that would look nice together. And then I also made sure that I chose a lot of nice green colours as well, to use as like the stems and the leaves and the stalks on my designs. So I have a lot of embroidery thread here. You do not need this much. I had some left over from a previous project that I'd done, and then I bought some new ones. Okay, that's all on thread for now. The next thing you're going to need is an embroidery hoop. Now, this is not actually necessary if all you're going to be doing is putting flowers on like denim, because denim is so firm that you actually don't really need to use an embroidery hoop. But if you're a beginner at embroidery, I'd really recommend buying one. They're very inexpensive. I think this was like, okay, this is like on a piece of material at the moment, but I'll show you what it looks like just like by itself. They're very inexpensive, and they just make, if you're like doing embroidery on something like cotton or a soft fabric, they stretch out and hold it still for you, and just make it so much easier to do your design and make sure that your design is flat and like cohesive throughout. So this is what it looks like. It's two things of wood, and this one has this little adjuster so you can make it bigger and smaller. And the way that you use it is, okay, this is just a really old pair of pajama pants that I have that I used as practice material, so ignore that. But you put one piece, the smaller hoop, in underneath on the bottom side of your material, and then you put the top, so you just put the top then over it, but you literally just slot it on so that it's on top of the hoop that we have underneath. You have to just try and flatten the material so that it's all flat, and then you can see it literally holds it. You can like pull the material at the sides to tighten it, and then you can just twist this to tighten it on, and this kind of gives you like a really nice canvas for practicing and doing your designs. So if you're doing embroidery on like a soft t-shirt or something, I'd really recommend using one of these, because it literally gives you a canvas to work with, rather than like if you were just trying to embroider on this and you were just holding the material, it would be really hard to like keep your design, like actually make your design work, because like your canvas is literally scrunching up every 2 seconds. This is just some practice bits that I did at the start when I was learning, so I'd really recommend getting a scrap piece of material and practicing the stitches that you're going to do, because obviously like you need to practice them before you do them on your actual jeans. Okay, so that's all of the equipment you need, and now I'm going to show you guys 2 basic stitches that you need to make Daisy. So embroidery thread comes in 6 strands. 6 strands are like in this little one piece of thread. So I usually divide mine into 3 and 3 because I like my designs to be quite delicate. So just go on ahead and divide your thread into 2 bunches of 3 strands. This can take a moment because sometimes the embroidery thread is super tangled, but just run your fingers through it, and there we go. So now, as you can see, we have one little string of embroidery thread that's just 3 strands long. Now I'm just going to put that onto a needle, and then we'll get started. So in order to do a chain stitch, you need to take your needle and thread. You need to begin by bringing it up wherever you want to begin your design. Then you're going to put it back down very, very close to the original hole, but not in the same original hole. And then you're going to just bring it back up like so. Loop the remaining thread around the tip of the needle like this, and then you just pull the needle through, completing the stitch. As you can see, we have a little loop. This later on will be one of the petals of our daisies. Then you simply take the needle and push it through the fabric just at the tip of the little loop that we've just created, securing it down. And that's how you do a chain stitch. Again, we pull it up through the material, pull the thread all the way through, then we push it back down, but not through the same hole, but very close to the original hole, and bring it back up. Loop the thread around the needle and pull the needle through, creating a loop. Then we just dot the needle back into the material right at the tip of the little loop that we just created, securing it back down. And that is how you do a chain stitch. That's literally, it's so simple, so easy. And how later on I'll show you how you make the daisies. It's literally just these chain stitches but in a little circle. Okay, so that's how you do chain stitch, and now I'm just really quickly going to show you how to do a second type of stitch, which is called a French knot, and that's going to be what we use for the insides of the daisies. They were yellow on my shorts, if you remember. So it's super easy. It's even easier than the chain stitch, so don't be discouraged, and I'll just show you right now. It's really easy. So for the French knot, again, we just bring the needle up through the fabric. So this will be in the center of whatever the flower that we just made. We'll be bringing it up in the very center. Take the thread, wind it around the needle 3 or 4 times, however many times. The more times you do it, the bigger that the actual French knot will be. And then holding on to the thread so that it doesn't loosen from the needle, just dip the needle back into the material right beside where the original hole was, where it came up, but not on top of it. And then pulling on nice and tightly, we just pull the needle through all the way. And I usually like to keep my finger on the thread just so that it doesn't get into a big knot, because sometimes this can get a tiny bit messy. So just hold on to it until it's almost all the way in, and there we go. You can see that it's just a tiny little kind of bump almost of material, and these just work so well to use as the inside of the daisy heads, and they look so good. So I'll just do one more time. So you just bring the needle up through the material, pull it all the way through, and then you take the thread, wrap it around the needle 3 or 4 times depending on the depending on the size you want your the center of your flower to be. And then, keeping the tension on that thread, you just push the needle back through the material right beside the original where the thread came up, and pull down so that it's in. Okay, so now I'm just going to really quickly show you how to actually make the flower design on your skirt or shorts. So the best way that I have found to do these is to actually do them along the line of where the pocket is, because I think it looks so pretty. So first of all, the most important thing I have learned is to try and keep the size of your petals really consistent throughout the flower. And the best way to do this is, in my opinion, to mark 5 little dots at the around in a circle, and then this will be the marker. You can see it there. This is the marker for you to know where you need to bring the needle up for the tip of your petal. So I'll just put 1 dot in the middle as well, because that's going to be our center point. So I'm going to do little orange and yellow flowers on this skirt. So just like we did on our practice piece of material, I'm taking my needle and thread, bringing it up through the center dot that we've marked out for ourselves, pulling it all the way through. Now we're dotting it back into the material just like we did earlier, and then you can see here I'm bringing the thread, bringing the needle, sorry, so that it dots up right on the dot that we've marked for ourselves earlier on. Now, just as we did earlier on, I'm looping the thread around the needle head, then I'm pulling it all the way through. Oh. Sometimes it just gets a little twisted, so you just pull it away like that. Pulling the thread all the way through. And as you can see, we've almost finished our first petal. So then we just dot the needle back in at the tip of the petal and pull it through. Now, so this will be our first petal. Now we literally just repeat this process 5 times, but going around in a circle. Okay, so as you can see, we have our first little flower. Okay, so now it's time for the French knot, which will be the center of our daisy. So I've just loaded my needle up with some very light yellow, baby yellow thread. Okay, literally as we did earlier on our practice material, I'm just bringing, it can be difficult, but it is worth kind of like the trial and error of getting the needle into the perfect spot. So as you can see, it's literally in the very center of my flower, pulling it all the way up, doing our loop. I'm going to do 4 folds because it's quite a large flower, so I don't want it to get lost in the middle. And then we just dot it back in, keeping the pressure on that thread, pull it nice and tight, and then we're just going to pull it all the way back through. And now we have our first finished flower. And I actually really like that orange and yellow. I think it looks really nice. So I'm probably going to continue that the whole way along. And we'll just knot it off as usual. So a much faster way to actually get all your flowers done is, for the rest of this skirt, I probably will do all of the flowers just on like, I won't tie off the thread each time I finish a flower. I'll just keep going until I run out of thread, and then obviously reload the thread onto the needle. And then I'm going to do all the French knots for the centers of each flower, all with like one piece of thread, and that's a lot more efficient than like tying off the thread each time you do a flower, reloading your needle with yellow, doing the center, and then reloading it with orange. So I definitely recommend doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'll show you guys the finished product when I'm done. Okay, so I am literally so impressed with how these came out. If I do say so myself, oh my god, look how chipped that is. If I do say so myself, I think they look so cute. I'm actually obsessed. So as you can see, I ended up going for like the darker orange and then the lighter orange with yellow and then pink middles of the flowers, and I just think they look so good. I'm really happy with them. And I'm proud of myself for not going for pink again. And then on the backs, I just got a little bit carried away and I just did these really cute. I just think they're so adorable. I'm so obsessed. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you do try it out yourselves, and definitely tag me on Instagram or let me know in the comments if you do try it, because I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Okay, bye guys.